now, Kevin Steele, 1813 Fair Warning, joined today by Joseph Trahan. Joseph, help us understand. Did the Democratic Party of Jefferson County get ripped off?
Not at all. Not in the sense of any money going missing from any party accounts, any unauthorized expenditures taking place from any party accounts. None of that has occurred. Um, there is a current case that's pending. And so I won't be able to go into too much detail, but what I will say is that there was a check forged in my name in the amount of $2,000. And that's the extent of it. It was never cashed. And there was never any money missing.
The $2,000 check was written, and you're saying it's unauthorized. It's a $2,000 check that was written to an apartment complex in Beaumont. At no point did you ever say, yes, I would cover that check?
No, not at all. You see, when I was first elected as chair of the Democratic Party, we started from scratch. And I, along with a number of committed volunteers and elected officials, worked hard to raise the funds necessary to have a successful get out the vote strategy. And so as far as any expenditure being given to someone to assist them beyond the scope of their responsibilities and relationship to the party is just a non-starter. It's nothing that I would even ever consider, or that anyone that I know of within the party would ever consider.
Yes, sir. Elaborate on the $2,000 check and a warrant that was issued just yesterday.
Was claimed that the Democratic Party was made aware of that check, that I had in fact signed it, and that money was then going to be sent to that apartment complex to go towards an individual's back rent. Of course, that's false. And so when I was made aware of this, I immediately took action, spoke with the treasurer, and decided to file a police report. Well, the individual in question is our former office manager, Mary Bond. There are some, allegations that she will have to answer for.
Allegations. And they're just allegations.
Well, considering that there hasn't been, any sort of trial or conviction, yes, allegations related to forgery of a check.
Are you sure that at some point you didn't, imply that it would be okay for that money to be used?
Never. In fact, I, and no one that I know of was even made aware that there was any difficulty in relationship to rent.
As what are the checks and balances within this party, or really any party, that are standard? What are the checks and balances to make sure that party money doesn't go into the wrong hands, or that no one has access to party money? And are you satisfied that you did all you could to make sure that all the laws and rules were followed? In this case, a forgery could be a state jail felony, so it's a serious matter.
Correct. So as far as safeguards are concerned, the only two individuals that are authorized signatories on any accounts related to the party are myself and the treasurer. In the event that checks have to be written, there's, of course, expenditures, rent, utilities, get out the vote related materials, advertising, things of that nature. No one else is authorized to make those transactions other than myself or the treasurer. In this particular instance, whenever you do have an office manager who is assisting with the going-ons of daily operations, no matter how brief, we felt that we could trust that individual to be within the office. Again, this individual was never authorized to utilize any checks. They're not on any accounts. And so, whenever we're not utilizing checks, we put them in a safe. And so the only opportunity would have been to take a check in the middle of payroll or some other check writing time in which we were paying a bill or settling any sort of invoice. And so at that time, it could have been taken, because keep in mind, the reason we didn't immediately notice that the check was missing from a checkbook is because there are 24 checks in a checkbook, and the very final check was taken along with the carbon copy that accompanies a original check. So it wouldn't have been immediately noticed.
I understand. Joseph Trahan, the director of the Jefferson County Democratic Party, we appreciate very much your time today, and thank you for your perspective on this whole issue. And thank you for the update. We'll be back in touch, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.